Hi Amod.
Hi, Trupti.
Wish you a happy Akshay Tritiya.
Oh, same to you.
Yeah, let's continue with a session. I have more people or friends connecting, business connects, and asking me questions. So today I have
Oh,
a
interesting.
couple of questions with to be asked with you. Okay,
Okay, sure.
one of my friend who is a small restaurant owner. He has just
Okay.
started at the beginning of this year, and
Okay.
with the current situation, as we are aware, like the restaurants or every dining areas are closed. Not even
Mm-hmm.
at some deliveries are allowed, for few deliveries are not allowed. So
Right.
he had a question that moving ahead or in this current situation, how to go ahead about the business part.
Okay. So, what have you advised him?
At in the first hand, I have advised him to first go online if he has not created his digital presence on social media. And
Okay.
since he has already he's just began in this January, so he must be having
Mm-hmm.
the, if he has the customer connects, so he can reconnect
Mm-hmm.
with customers on social media or through WhatsApp. And
Okay.
mainly I suggested him to create content about
Okay.
the firstly, since the current situation, about the hygiene, then food hygiene,
Okay.
then what are
Okay.
the food habits in terms of diet, what are his specialities of his dining or the
Okay.
restaurant. So that way I've asked
Mm-hmm.
him to create content and start rolling out on social media platforms, get then
Okay.
create like polls or surveys, so that interaction happens with the customer base. So this is what I have
That's
advised
interesting.
him.
That's interesting, Trupti. But since you have said he's just started, okay, I think his penetration in the market will be pretty low at the moment, right?
Right.
So the kind of reconnect that probably what you're suggesting may not be very effective at the moment, okay, because he's looking for new markets, he's looking for new customers to walk in, right?
Right.
And if he's a small time restaurant, then probably he may not have adequate measures to capture customer information who had walked in the first couple of months,
Mhm.
if I understand it right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
means
So
he said that he had, since it was a new restaurant opening, so he had the
hmm,
suggestion book being kept and asking whoever comes to walk in and dine in,
okay,
so that
good,
he has
okay.
captured a bit.
Acha, okay. So in that regard, he can definitely reconnect. But I guess if it's a new business, I think it's a very capital intensive business. So
Right.
he will definitely be wanting to look at returns coming out of it, right? Hence, I think business also becomes a critical aspect now for him. So the first thing that probably he can look at is local deliveries. I think he will have to look at options there. I know the lockdowns, etc. The rules are very stringent, especially in the urban areas. And
Right.
he's from Pune, right?
Yes.
No, he's from Pune, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So the lockdowns are becoming even more stricter. So local deliveries is a problem for now, but he needs to be really looking out and keeping in touch with the authorities, so that wherever there's a relaxation possible, he should be in a
Mhm.
position to start local deliveries. And for that, he should start promoting his business um, to the local nearby areas accordingly. So
Right.
local promotion would be a better way for him to generate business in the local areas. The second way would be to tie up with Zomato, Swiggy, those kind of things. I think
Yeah, that he
promotion
has
through them will
initiated.
be, yes. So promotion through they already have the channels, so orders coming in from them will be a good one. The third option that could be beneficial for him is the industries or the businesses which are running now under the
Mhm.
Essentials Act. Uh, if he can get into agreements with them to run their canteens
Okay.
or the cafeterias or
Mm-hmm.
their public eating places, if he can get into those contracts, those will be the areas where immediate revenue and business generation can happen. So
Right.
if yeah, so that's the way probably he can start with those business lines, and then he may come up with more ideas of his own.
But
Yeah. So
mhm.
yeah, go ahead, go
uh,
ahead.
there's like this is the with the current situation, but he had also wanted to address one fear, that is, even if the lockdown is means everything is open and starts
Released.
the
Yeah.
released, so he's not that confident, because with the food hygiene, and people are now more
Yes.
aware about and more concerned about the hygiene part. So how
Correct.
much walk-ins will happen once this lockdown
Yeah.
is released and the customer starts
Oh,
rolling? So that also
yeah.
he is in fear that that much number of walk-ins won't happen, which used to happen
It will
earlier.
not happen. It's 100% sure it's not going to happen. Okay, let's really understand it for once and for all, that it's not going to happen in at least in the near future. Yeah, so
Mhm.
that model is as good as, I won't say dead, but it's on its last legs, is what I
Mhm.
can say, because there is going to be a lot of fear. There's also a second chance that the coronavirus may come back and there'll be more lockdowns. And
Yeah.
even after the overall crisis ends, there are going to be new regulations, and the fear that has now crept in into the minds of the common public to go to public places is
Right.
going to be very very high, at least for the distant future, right?
Correct.
Therefore, expecting walk-ins in the restaurants and expecting business out of that kind of a model is definitely going to be a risk proposition. Therefore, if customers not able to come to him, he will have to create where he has to reach the customers.
Right.
So we'll have to create models where he's reaching the customers. And these are some of the examples or suggestions that we have given him in this video, where he may want to try them.
Right.
Yeah, so he will need to look at local deliveries. He will need to look at public cafeterias of industries which are active.
Mm-hmm.
He will want to tie up with Swiggy, Zomato, and those kind of big organizations who have the authority and scale to run businesses even in this crisis situations,
Mm-hmm.
is where he will have to work on for business, not just in lockdowns but even beyond the lockdowns. The model will have to change. The walk-in model is really on the way out. Very 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 paradigmal shift happening there across a lot of businesses, for sure.
Correct.
And this is exactly where we are saying digital is the way to go ahead. And that's where businesses need to now connect with their customers digitally for promotion and reach out, and then enable it with local deliveries, create those local ecosystems where they can deliver their products or services into the neighborhoods.
Right.
This kind of model seems to be taking shape as we move ahead.
Yeah, means one of the suggestion of connecting to the cafeterias and the canteens.
Mhm.
So this
Mhm.
was good because that will give him the volume.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that will give him the immediate business opportunities, because for a new restaurant like his, I think business is going to be very crucial. Yeah, otherwise it becomes a viability issue. So to get into the new business, he will have to create those models. Is he talking to other restaurateurs or other businesses who are
Yeah,
in the business for a long time?
he has been in connect, but
Okay.
after talking to them only, he came to know that the situation is same everywhere. So that is why he
It's very
wanted
grim everywhere.
to get to know that how to overcome this, or what measures can be taken.
Yeah. Can I get into food supplies? I mean, see, this is where you have to be very radical in thought. Yeah, because
Means
I heard of a case, since we're on the same topic. I heard of a case from one of our clients that he had a very thriving restaurant in downtown Pune, and with the lockdown out and a lot of capital investment in, he decided to convert it into a grocery store.
right. Oh,
He just took the very drastic step. Okay, business, hotel business is out. Okay, let me get into the grocery business. He had the hotel space available.
mhm.
He quickly changed it into a grocery store,
Store. I
and
mean that
grocery
in
store being
the
a very essential
current
service.
situation, and I think this is the most fast moving business, the grocery store and
FMCG
the
is,
deliveries
yeah,
of groceries and veggies.
exactly. So
Yeah, that could
this
be
is
a
this
good
is how,
solution.
yeah, exactly. So this is how businesses will have to realign. Drastic. I think this kind of mindset will have to be kept with businesses. Don't just don't try to realign the models little bit. The
Mhm.
models have to be realigned drastically.
Right.
This is very, because this is no ordinary crisis. This is big. This is paradigm change, and
Mhm.
therefore the changes to business models have to be paradigm. Yeah, and therefore, and this is where we are really emphasizing with everyone that, okay, please go digital. Please keep that connect with customers. Please build your customer base online, and then enable your local deliveries to reach out and deliver your services or product to them. So digital is the way forward, is what we see there.
Yeah, because the one thing what I observed, that initially when the restaurant was new, the digital
Hmm.
presence was created, and for the
Hmm.
initial stage the updations were done consistently, but later on it was like drop down. There was no updation
Hmm.
because you
Hmm.
got so busy in the daily operations,
Yeah.
that the focus on the digital was very much minimal, we would say.
Got it. I think it's a common issue with most businesses who start new. And again, the focus or the vision is not digital with such businesses.
Hmm.
Digital is just a byproduct or just a way of having something because the competition has it or someone told him to do so. Yeah, so it's not a focus. But now businesses are being forced to think that
Right.
way, and this will drive the digital industry forward, is what we are expecting.
Correct.
Yeah, good. So we have two cases now. We had the apparel case last time, we have the hotel case this time, and I think let's keep discussing such cases. If any of the audiences have any particular case to discuss, I think we should encourage them to talk it out.
Hmm.
In fact, we can also invite some of these customers on these Zoom meetings and
Hmm.
get to know their real problems. I think
Yeah, real.
this is basically based on our judgment and understanding, right? I think
Right.
their problems, their day-to-day issues may be completely different. They may have a different perspective altogether. So getting to know that and then trying to work out a solution will be the right way to go about it, right? So I
Yeah,
think we
definitely.
can definitely make a request to people to come and join these sessions with us and discuss with us.
Yes, we can definitely suggest, connect and suggest to them, so that we
Yes.
have the right view and right vision to move ahead.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. You would want to really help them that way, to our best abilities, of course.
Hope you have liked this video. If you have feedback or any queries, write to us in comments, or you can write to us on email, business@zoomyourtraffic.com. Thank you for watching this video.